PoPolitickin.com.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy, Ras Kass, and I'm politicking with my homeboy, Po, at PoPolitickin. That's self-help plus hip-hop. So what's up, Po? What up, Dago? What's up, Oceanside? California in the building. We preserving the hip-hop culture and introducing the future stars, and obviously, that's Liddy. So make sure you subscribe to the Homie Po's podcast, pull up, and tap in. Peace.
Once again, we tango for cash. Ras Kass, Dr. Dre, and Mac 10 connected. We ghetto fabulous, baby. The best food, drink, and pussy that money can buy. Every day of my life is off the ringer. That's guaranteed. Like a fist fight on Jerry Springer. I got the hottest flow to hit the streets since lava. So holla, we all hustle for dollars. From Sac to Houston, New Orleans to DC. We drinking VSOP, the beats be banging. Catch me with a dime piece next to me. My body all over your body like LSG. Neighborhood celeb with the keys to my city like the mayor. Rookies asking us how to be a player. Get in where you fit in and never get your ghetto pass revoked. No matter how much money you make, stay true to the game low. Guest list never closed. In jeans and tennis shoes, breaking your strict dress code. Spit lyrical bricks, 13 G, so I could be richer than Master P selling ghetto D.
We ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, we ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles.
If you ain't heard of me, you ain't listening hard enough. Started in Compton, serving from an ice cream truck. Now 10 years later, whipping a custom navigator. Stepping on your toes, player, scuffing up your alligators. I'm ghetto, like Newport cigarettes, feel me? Boom, bap, and slap that ass silly. This is for the full-time student / part-time strippers and young niggas clocking at least 5 figures. Some of us pro athletes, some of us rap over fat beats. Some of us hustle in the streets, 20 deep at Club Nicky, so you know we got to mingle. Tricking off a pocket full of singles, and it's all bueno, musical mafia like Frank Sinatra. Proper 13-shot Glock to make you go see the doctor. Ain't nothing nice from hood to hood, love living a lavish life.
Ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, we ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los
Me and
Angeles.
Scooby-Doo in the GS, 3 ooh, playing number 2 Tekken. 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds. Hanging out the window, acting up. Chicken ears like you doing 4 months. Lost in the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. 35 diamonds across the face. Still eating out phone cups and paper plates. We don't call it player hating in the 9-8. It's PI. That's pass interference, automatic first down. Want juice like Tupac, then obey your thirst clown. Be in the PJs and NY, rockin' DK, mix EJ with OJ, okay? We say LA niggas got crazy game, like John Elway got a Super Bowl ring. The homies down for whatever, we jack the cheddar, Swiss bank accounts, and more mozzarella, fella.
Ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles, we ghetto, fabulous. Money make the world go round, so let's handle this. Ghetto, fabulous. Broadcasting live from Los Angeles. And it don't stop.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Type in PoPolitickin, listen to some of the interviews since 2008. 1212, I'm in the place to be with the one and only Ras Kass. How you doing, bro?
Man, happy to be here.
Yeah, man, appreciate having you on, man. I'm a big fan of your work. Like the thing I like about you the most, man, is like I can just tell you're very intelligent. It's like you gotta really be
Thank you.
on your shit to listen to you. So what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so just what's how's your day looking right now? Just describe like a day in the life for you right now.
Day in the life right now. Studio. Um, I'm usually record like three times a week. So there's normally a studio, some studio days, and then the rest of it is just the ups, just the just work errands, work related things, other things I'm trying to do, things that are outside of necessarily recording a song or writing it, maintenance, talking with potential management and stuff like that. Yeah, and then just trying to grow the brand, get the awareness out. Trying to follow up with stuff, whatever that is. But that's pretty much, that's the main. It's a lot more besides just writing and recording. That part is, definitely fun, and it's kind of the catalyst of what I enjoyed and what people see. I mean, but even doing the social media or the the interviews, which is a great thing. You want these opportunities for people to get to see you. They're just different parts of the same machine.
Do you have any like daily like habits and stuff you got to do when you wake up? You do such every day.
I'm trying to change that habit, but right now I roll a bugler cigarette and smoke it.
Would you smoke Cools or Newports? What you smoking?
No, Bugler. It's Bugler is a brand. It's you roll your own tobacco, so
Okay.
it's
Okay.
yeah. So I like roll my own cigarette like a cowboy, and then whatever. Let's see what else would I say. I always do. Shit, that's about it. That's the one that I'm trying to change. So I'm trying to improve. But yeah.
Man, I just wanted to go back to the beginning because I was reading a lot about your. I know you did a lot of things in hip hop, but like, what made you want to be an MC and get in the game in the first place?
Oh man, I'm definitely a fan first. So I think I was comfortable being a fan of music. Well, no, I was a fan of hip hop. I think I enjoyed that. Um, and I think I would have been content with that. Um, Me and my friend, he produced the, a lot of the songs on the first album. Um, we started just kind of like making little diss tapes to diss each other when we were in like eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade, and if it wasn't for people like Battle Cat and Battle Cat's a lot of Snoop Dogg albums producer, a legendary DJ. So if it wasn't for him, uh, producer named Wino, there was an R&B group named Domino Theory, and all of them. Those were people that just saw something in me that I didn't really see, and they would allow me, to go to the studio and express my ideas, and they cultivated that. So I always credit them.
And then I would say, how would you want to describe yourself to like? It's a lot of like younger people listening to the show too. So how would you want to describe yourself to the newer generation, as far as like your legacy in hip hop?
I'm. It depends on who your favorite rapper is. Well, this is how I like to describe myself. I always say, "Do you like?" You can insert whoever. So, do you like? You know, do you like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, blah blah blah. I'll just go through kind of the list of dope rappers, and then I say I'm just as good or probably better, and they know that too. That's how I describe myself to younger people. Like, oh, you like so and so? Well, I'm just as good or better than them, and he knows that. I'm still 9 times out of 10, unless your favorite rapper is like Little Pump or whoever, because they don't know me, never heard of me, and that's fine, but they don't rap that good anyway. So, when I'm like, if your favorites happen to be lyrical, even if it's still popular, young, and kind of trappy, then yeah, I'm gonna get in there just as good, or I'll burn down your favorite rapper.
Yeah, that was actually one of the fan questions. They were saying, like, who would you say is today's Ras Kass? And then, what rappers do you be like, okay, you can tell they kind of been listening to you, grew up on you. Do you hear that now?
Uh, I think to specifically answer that question, I don't think there is a me per se, but there, anybody that's doing something a little, I don't know who I would say was like in this generation.
Yeah.
I don't think what I do. All right, I'm gonna say something, and fuck it, I mean it anyway. And it's not meant in disrespect, and it's not coming from a negative, bad energy place. You got to keep in mind that I'm younger than, but I helped create Eminem. Um, that the sense of his favorite rappers were me and Redman. Period.
Mm-hmm.
We came out before him, so I exist through Eminem. I exist through Royce the 5'9". I exist through The Game. I exist through Kendrick Lamar. You got to understand my influence. Now, what has happened is a transition from one to multi-dimensional flows to one. Right now, we're in a chop season. Everybody's like, oh, if you rap really fast. So guess who's going to get credit for that? Tech Nine, Eminem, depending on what people's points of reference are, Twisted. So that's what I try to explain to people. Like, oh, Eminem does the chop. I'm like, bro, it's a lot of people that chop. That's a style. It's one style. It's not lots of styles. We used to master lots of styles. So my influence is from there. That particular delivery is not created by me, nor is it created by Twister or whatever, but some people have mastered it. Busta Rhymes did that flow. So I've named 4 people that are masters of chopping, whether that's Twister, whether that's Eminem, whether that's Tech Nine, or whether that's Busta Rhymes. But that's what they're into. They're just the younger dudes, the younger cats aren't that good. Like lyrically, they don't be barring up with it. But that's the production style everybody kind of likes right now. Or delivery style. To prove you can rap good. It's just like rap fast. But if you're not rapping about shit, how good are you? I would say, hopefully that answered it. Who do I hear is me?
Yeah.
That's that. And who do I think is good? It's a lot of talented people. I just think everybody's a one-trick pony. Because whoever's popular, that's the style they do. So this is not really a place right now where being individual, being unique is how to win. Right now, it's how to duplicate, and that's unfortunate. So uh, um, all the white kids that are kind of lyrical over the trap beats and even some of the black kids, they're gonna just emulate Eminem. They just rap that particular style. Mm-hmm. So I forgot his name. The kid he's always saying like, "Well, I'm black," but you always just say I'm white. The little mixed kid, I forgot his name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Logic. Yeah, I know. I'm biracial.
Right. Yeah. So it's that one trick pony, and it's doing the whatever, and you can hear the talent, but I haven't heard the individualism.
Yeah. I said you actually, yeah. So that was actually a question too. I'm pretty sure people ask you this all the time, but like I guess compare your era coming in the game against like today's era. Then they were saying like, do you think the older generation respects the newer generation and vice versa?
Of course, I I totally think. Like I said, I'm a fan of skill and talent. Some people are a bit more, and I definitely understand that money is respect and money is power. So success and those things lead you to money. But sometimes some things aren't good, but they become successful. So it's like kind of having to draw that line between what's actually good and what's just popular. And to specifically answer that question, it's kind of the people. Are they reaching their full potential of dope? I don't think so. Sometimes I'm like, that's got but the ASAP Rockies and the blah blah. I don't even want to not mention people. It's people coming out all the time uh, that can rhyme. But there's a different style. Even they might call it like they got trap rap, they got scam rap, and like so those 19-year-old kids from they always say it's like Detroit or whatever they blame it. They kind of say like oh Detroit style. But it ain't really that. And so from New York to LA, you got kids that like their whole style is to sound like this they first rap ever. But you understand what I'm saying? Because they rap off beat. Like
Yeah, and
but it
then
but well I just want to get that out. Like you can hear the ones that and they start improving. So I just heard like a couple of dudes. My homie was just playing it like 2 days ago. Whatever he's 26, I think. So that's his ear. That's his era. But he played something, and they were from like like a dude from Oakland. Um, and, and it was you could hear that influence in it. But I heard what he was talking about, so I'm just listening. I wasn't, reserve judgment. And then I was like, nah, he can rap, but like he kind of dope. Like what he's saying is dope. I don't necessarily like that delivery. And then he was like, you know, as he played more songs from this dude, I could hear him improving. A lot of, a lot of these cats is, it's like, I understand that became a style, but just because being whack is a style don't mean, because that got popular, like, oh, I just started rapping. Like, you don't sound good, you off beat, and that ain't really a style. That's just, people's ears aren't sophisticated enough to realize, like, that's bullshit. Have you ever looked at some of the clothes you wore when you were younger and just thought like, wow, what an idiot. All of us did that and that shit was ugly. I had to realize that like that was an ugly, I look fucking dumb. Right now, music is at a point where niggas gonna look back and say, that shit was dumb. What was I listening to? That shit trash. This nigga can't rhyme. What the fuck were we listening to? Our shit, I am from an era where we listen back and the shit like, damn, that shit was better than I thought. What the fuck?
yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
You gotta listen to that. You like,
and
damn.
that's the difference
Yeah.
between, that's the difference between, now being mediocre is cool, and our era being being the best you could be was cool. In this era, being a drug addict is cool. In our era, being the drug dealer was cool. There's a lot of differences between the eras, and I think, think of how many niggas. And I'm not saying this to gloat or that it's fun. How many niggas OD in this era from drug, like this some 60s fucking white people shit. How many niggas is just drug addicts ODing in this era, and then how many niggas OD'd in our era?
Mm. And then somebody was asking me too about like far as like the veterans in the rap game. They were saying, is it easier for y'all to navigate and make streams of revenue? Because I know like back in the day it was like if you was older you didn't supposed to be rapping. And even I remember the game he had, you 38, you still rapping. I think he's 38 now, so it's like I think the fans are getting older too. So it's like I ain't nobody tripping off no age if you tight.
Yeah, that I think that was the ageism, even the fact of the gap of there was always eras. By the time I listened to rap, Rap was created in the 70s or some shit. Um, and I'm not from New York, so I didn't really hear rap. I mean, it existed, but I didn't really pay that much attention. It existed my entire life, but my awareness kicks in, basically late '80s. You know what I mean, and then going into the '90s, and so I always say that we, it was always waves and eras. LL Cool J was the rebel from in Run DMC. They was like the rebels from what Africa Bambaataa them, because the Bambaataa dudes was still from the '70s with the disco shit,
Yeah.
wearing the crazy outfits. You understand? So now Run DMC is like, we the street niggas. Nigga, we just wear these jeans with the Adidas. So it's always been different waves and eras. It's always gonna be that. I don't have any problem with individualism, and eras, waves, and group. In your age group, that's gonna be like what we identify. But let's just say this though: rap is the only one where it did all these like we kind of where we just But you think about this: Tribe Called Quest and Tupac and them and Nas and whatever. They wasn't like dissing Karis One and Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap. Niggas was like, oh, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas always paid homage to
But he
everybody.
did say, Pac did say, looking like Larry Holmes, flappy and sick.
But that was Larry Holmes, and he was talking about Larry Holmes at that time. He was like, yeah, you look like Larry Holmes right now. That nigga look flabby and sick. He didn't. He wasn't. Niggas had some respect for the past, and a rock nigga, and a jazz nigga, and an R&B nigga. They ain't nobody talking that shit. Oh, Beethoven is whack because I'm the new nigga that played
I know.
the violin. Niggas like, nigga, that shit classic. So we the only ones that really, and that's a new thing. It wasn't like that to the same extent. We was beefing off coasts. Wasn't nobody beefing off the older generation of the shit. The shit was too new to be old.
They was
You got,
asking. Somebody was asking what you play in your ride, what you be listening to.
honestly, I'm more of a movie buff than I am a music person. I just kind of vibe out to random things that I hear. And I've always kind of been like that. And I get one track. I got, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll try to listen to an album and hear the first song. And if I really like it, and I probably take me a week to get to the rest of the songs on the album, because I'll just be like, nah, this shit fire. I just really like this record. And I don't. It's not like I have an addictive personality, but I'm. If I like something, then I'm like, I'm content. Like, you know what? I'll get to the rest of it later. So sometimes I'm late on shit. I'll be like, you know what? I was still stuck on this other record. Y'all telling me how the album is, and I got the album. I just ain't got there yet. Like, and don't ruin it for me, because I'll get there eventually. So there's nothing in particular. There's not even a genre in particular, man. I just like good music. Um, I don't really listen to the radio, and I'm not really going to be in a club unless there's an event that I want to support, or obviously that I'm working. I do approach this as because I'm older anyway. Like, I've been clubbing since I was like 12 and shit. Honestly, about 13. I was like 13 going to 21-year-old clubs and shit. Fake ID. So I don't really have a need to go out. So I hear music in the process of life, because I'm not actively looking for it. And then when I hear something I like, I fuck with it no matter what it is. Yeah, so there's not, to answer that question, man, it's like whatever I hear in life that feels dope. Like I said, I just been sitting with my homies, and they kind of like gang members and shit. Honestly, they are gang members. And so I hear different shit. I'm hearing these trap records and this gangbang and shit, and scam rap. Like, I didn't know it was, so they put me on. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what is the scam shit? I'm like, okay. But then I heard a couple of niggas. I'm like, I like him. He dope. I'm like, I don't like this one. That nigga trash, bro. I don't care. And then I'm like, my awareness comes from real life and not necessarily, I guess, um, whoever can market the best or whoever, because this shit is rigged anyway.
Oh yeah.
Whoever you really gonna see popping on TikTok, they put money behind it. Some corporation. Whoever really popping on the radio, on the Grammys, on the Oscars, it's like that shit's political. That shit is rigged. So I'm not really getting to see who the best. I just get to see who, honestly, some rich white people told me that they want to hear.
No.
And then what's fucked up is that niggas, we used to tell people what was cool, and now we let the same people tell us what's cool, and that's fucked up.
I remember you saying you fell in love with hip hop specifically. So what is hip hop to you? Like your personal definition of hip hop?
Hip hop is I guess you could read Temple of I think that's Karis or the book Temple Hip Hop. He breaks it down. I know there's 9 elements now. I forgot all the elements, but I mean, for me, the simplest definition is it is the culture that was made by inner city people that took nothing and made something from it. When Grand Wizard Theodore invented the scratch, in the Bronx, Kurupt and them, when they figured out when he made the loop, and then somebody grabbed the mic and got to talking that shit because we didn't have instruments, and they turned that record into an instrument. And little did they know they would they would change my life. They would change the world. And it's that culture that developed from just those people that didn't have a guitar, didn't have a drum set, didn't have that at their schools. Again, they gave us nothing. And watching those people, like I said, I'm gonna repeat it. Grand Wizard Theodore inventing the scratch. DJ Kurupt, back to back, making a loop, a break beat, taking a break and loop and making that shit loop, going back to back, and then whoever grabbed that mic and said some shit, and that shit turned it. That's all they had was a fucking a turntable, and a record player. Wasn't no turntable. Niggas got a record player, bro, and made a fucking change the world. So we took something from nothing and balled. Plant those records weren't records they created. They were records that already existed. Marvin Gaye and James Brown and whatever and everything. And they gave us a foundation, a culture, from b-boying to graffiti to rhyming to DJing to producing to being executive to fashion, all these things and I think it's not an economic thing. It's not a racial thing, but it's a true culture that, some Mandalorian shit. It's really a lifestyle. It's a lot of fake niggas in hip hop, little fake hip hop niggas. It is about getting your money, but it's not about exploiting the culture. This is really a culture. I think a lot of people lose track of that, and that's why the music, and the business side of it gets fucked, and then the music and stuff that comes out of it is fucked because it's the wrong people exploiting the culture and not really trying to put nothing back into it.
And then I guess because I was just raised in the culture, so I don't really know how to answer this myself. But how can someone be a part of the culture? I say one thing you have to give, but like, how can someone be a part of hip hop culture?
I just think that's a very individual thing. I mean, honestly, I think about this shit like those dudes. Probably, I mean, I'm just guessing. So I just try to do the math on like hip hop was created. They say in like 1973, with the Cool Herc, in the Bronx, on Sedgwick Avenue, in the Bronx, and 83, 93, 2003, 2013, 2020. So rap is 50 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas was like 20. 18. Let's just say most niggas was like, some niggas, the oldest nigga might have been, let's just say nigga was 21. Uh-huh. So that means rap rap niggas, rap is 50 years old, but niggas that invented and did the rap shit is now like 70. So Dr. Dre just celebrated being 55, or you know what I'm saying? Ice-T celebrated being 55. I think Dre just celebrated being 50 years old. So they was like born when the shit started. And these is, you know, basically West Coast niggas. Now you got niggas that was there, you know, the KRS-Ones and all that shit, you know, and like I said, Cool Hercs. So now you talking about niggas that might be 60.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think about the people that wasn't a rapper or the DJ, and they went to them same parties, participated, and one person went to college and another person did this. So now we got basketball niggas. We got judges, we got police officers, we got airline flyers. The shit went worldwide. So our culture is not necessarily that you gotta fucking be a rap dude. Rap is universal, and it's people that care about the culture from Germany to Australia to Compton to Brooklyn to Atlanta to blah blah blah, all around the whole world of different race, creed, color, economic backgrounds that genuinely care about the music. We got bankers and shit. So it's a culture, and I think it's I think everybody plays their part. But who am I? I'm not the one to dictate what that part is. But I think individually, niggas know when they on some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's behind. That's what integrity is. Is when you do what you do when you know nobody's looking. And so I think that's another part of hip hop. You know, if you really contributing to this culture, and you know when you being a fuck boy. I think you do. I think that's the question. That question has to be answered by every individual when they look in the mirror, when they go to sleep at night, or if they think they're gonna die.
Yeah, I actually interviewed the guy that wrote Culture Vulture with Dame Dash.
Uh-huh.
So you actually think that's a real thing in hip hop? You think that's a lot? It's a lot.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
How can new artists avoid that? Because you know a lot of them just be chasing the fame.
Well, I mean, once again, you know, if you just came to get famous, that's pretty, you know, kind of taken. That ain't really giving shit. Because why do you deserve to be famous if you're not good at what you do? I want to be the best boxer, and I want to be on the Lakers, but I can't play basketball, my G. So when I get out there, I could talk all I want, and I can make a million podcasts. But as soon as they give me the basketball, you're gonna see that I'm 5'6", and them niggas are gonna make me look like an idiot. Rap is the only, honestly, it's specifically rap, and I'll say pop too. This is the only thing a comedian. If I could, I want to be Kevin Hart. I want his checks, but when I get out there, I'm not funny. This is the only job, specifically hip hop, where you can claim you can get super paid and not be good at it now.
Mm.
You can't do that bowling. You can't do that in football. Can't do that fucking nigga indie race car driving. You can't do that nigga rock nigga when the guitar solo. I try to play, and when I get to not playing good, then I'm fired.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only shit we're whack niggas because we've allowed corporations and other people with wrong agendas to tell us. So that shit ain't no style. All you know, the scam, like not really the scam rap, but all that rapping off beat shit. That just means you ain't good at it because that's not really a style. That's how everybody sounds when you first try to rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't know, your timing ain't good, your wordplay ain't good. You know, you just not good. And so now they train people to accept the wackest version of shit.
Mm-hmm. Then somebody was asking me about what do you think your best song was? Because my boy said his favorite song for you is "Enemies with Benefits."
Oh, tell them I appreciate it. That's a rando record to pick off of. Yeah, shouts out to Apollo Brown.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a favorite, man. What I try to do is give 110% to every song for what it's worth. Some songs are for fun, like they're supposed to be a happy vibe. Some songs are street shit. Some things are history, philosophy. Some things are styles. Like, oh, I'm on this record. I'm gonna show all the diversity of every different pattern. I'm gonna style up on niggas. Some shits is line for line battle raps. They're just different kinds of records. So I don't have any particular favorites. I always say, obviously, one of the most important records I think I've written for hip hop would be "Interview with the Vampire" and "Nature of the Threat." I just think um, they're records that put me in the Hall of Fame as a lyricist. Because nobody has been able to ever before and ever since be able to do what I was able to do with Nature of the Threat, and also with "Interview with the Vampire." I think I've also written other records that are that important. I think on my last record, we did a record called Shark Week. I'm the only person ever to rhyme regular time measure and waltz music time, which is 3/4. So I changed time signatures within music. Um, so for me, I'm still trying to show groundbreaking, creative, lyrical skill because that's what I came in appreciating. Whereas, you know, I guess the easy thing to do would act like and rap like everybody else and get on my auto tune, and get on my trap shit and sound like and then that would probably make me more acceptable to what's out right this second. But I think you know I think what I'm supposed to give, what my contribution is supposed to be for the culture, is to give them these bars. That's my strength, and even when people complain about that, then you watch, uh, like, oh, bars are dead, real hip hop is over with. It's just this. I think young people, really starting thanks to the battle leagues, the URLs, and the smacks. Thanks to thanks to the Jay Z's, and the Nas's, that the people that sold the millions of records that still got skills. So the Royce 5 9s, the Eminems, the Kendrick Lamars, the J Cole's, because they actually show those and can move the record. So it's a reminder that you can still have. What the thing is right now, the bar is set so low because being whack is cool that when even an average good rapper gets successful, people go crazy like he's super the best thing ever made.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna say, it's actually a website I saw. It's like it measures the rapper's unique words per certain number of bars, and that's how it's saying that's how who the best rapper is. You saw that shit before?
I've seen the thing. I don't think that's how you can.
Me either. 'Cause I think that's like over the South, because the South they ain't on that like that.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that's how you measure the. I don't think that's the metric for the best rapper. I think Kumo D has a book and he rates your best rappers, and he has literally he probably has like 8 different categories.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say he's closer to having a better metric to like it was delivery, vocabulary, blah 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 blah, impact, da 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 da. There's lots of factors. Yeah, of course, vocabulary is one of them.
I was like, who you say
But
your top 5? Who's your top 5?
mm, I don't have a top 5, honestly. I don't. I'm there's so
Well, you
many
gotta give us your
epic.
top 50 list like everybody else was doing
I did a song with terminology called "Fuck Your Top 50 List."
there.
Um, but nah, there's some amazing MCs. Period, man. And there are different categories of what people have strengths in. Like I said, just chopping, that's one style. So I named 4 people when I did the Busta Rhymes, Eminem, uh, 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 Tech Nine, uh, and Twister. But that's just one style. There's lots of styles of delivery, than chopping. Who slow flows the best, who whatever. And then there's so many subcategories of just how to rap. Then what do you rap about? Who tells the best stories? That goes into Biggie. That's a whole different thing. Those people won't even come up in that conversation. Who tells the best stories? Biggie, Cool G Rap, Nas. You understand what I'm saying? Ice Cube. So, because a lot of niggas don't tell stories in raps no more. You feel me? Eminem could probably be in that category. He's told some ill stories. Stan's an ill story and conceptually, whatever. Ras Kass. Who tells the best? Who does the best historical shit? Who does factual history shit? Ras Kass. cares. You understand what I'm saying? So there's so many different categories that you start analyzing who does what on. I don't have a top 5 in that. Battle raps, who bar for bar says the most illest punchlines. Then you get Royce's and Redman's. Social political. Then you got Black Thought. You got Most Def. You got there's so many, and then there's some younger cats that say some good shit. The J. Cole's or whatever. So the Kendricks. So there are so many categories that I just think. Of course, we're all fighting. We want to be the best. I mean, nobody joins. You don't go to the game watching your team in the playoffs so they can come in second. You know what I mean? We all want the championship. I think we all. I want to be the best. I don't think nobody better than me, and I don't think a real MC don't. I mean, I know somebody might have a one strength better than me, but that don't make him better than me all around. You know what I mean? And so my goal, as an MC, is to get better, get iller, get doper, make the biggest, make the hottest record, have the biggest production, have whatever. And I think that's what everybody's striving for. If you really enjoy the culture, for the culture, and for your personal best. I don't want to be second to no nigga. I'm not no nigga sidekick. I'm the nigga. That's just that's the ego of a man. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be anything less than that. But yeah, giving credit where it's due is so many dope people. I wouldn't disrespect the other, 60 people I got respect for by just picking 5. I mean, and that 5 kind of rotates anyway. Like I'm sometimes like, yo, this nigga's the illest and his contribution. And then, and some people are gone. So we don't know what they would have contributed. But what the impact they had when they were here, I give them their credit. Like, yo, man, what Big did, what L did, what fucking Pun, and the impact he had just for the Latino community on these bars. But then, think about this. Before Pac and Big died, it was a group, they had someone called No Pigeons. What was the homies' names?
Yeah, they the ones that came back against TLC. That was like the reply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know how it was a nigga in that group called Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
This nigga died. Now think about the irony of this. He died saving a little girl from getting hit by a car. Who's a bigger? No disrespect, but he died. Yeah, Sporty Thieves. Now, so who's a legend? Marlon Brando. I don't give a fuck. He the biggest hero in hip hop. Yeah. People, no disrespect to Biggie or Pac, but that's heroic than getting killed on this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's who niggas should have a statue of. If you want to say who one of the greatest MCs, Marlon Brando's one of the greatest MCs ever. He should be number 1. That nigga died saving somebody else's daughter, jumped out, pushed her from getting hit by a car, and got hit by the car and died. That's the best rapper. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yep. See, our values is fucked up. We value bullshit, and we don't have real value because the other dude was more popular, or the girls liked him, or then what are you judging? I say, well, nigga had a hit record, nigga made a dope album, and nigga did. You ain't that hero, nigga. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that hero. You didn't do that, nigga. Pac didn't do it. No, nobody's done it. So yeah, bro. Our criteria is fucked up, and I don't ascribe to have the exact correct formula of how to judge the best, but I know most of these other niggas definitely don't, so I don't listen to them. And then if niggas want to say because he sold the most and he the most influential, well, that's just that. What does that mean? This is called rap. It's not called I got the most money in the bank.
Yeah.
Because think, well, what if you were born rich? What if I was born a millionaire? So black than you, I'm better than you. Or what if I ran around fucking raping people's grandmothers, but they paid me for that? So I got more money than you, but I'm your grandmother's rapist? Does that make me a better rapper? That's some bitch shit. So niggas is groupied out on this money shit. Oh, he got the 2 Bentleys. This shit ain't called who got 2 Bentleys. This shit called rap, my nigga. This ain't called who the most popular, who light skinned, who got the biggest dick. This shit is called rap. So,
what's up?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying they was asking about. Actually, you mentioned them earlier, but they was asking, are you going to do another Apollo Brown album?
You know what? We talk about it, and you know, shit. I'm definitely a fan. He's an amazing producer, and you know, I think when it's that right time, I think it's gonna happen. So yeah, to answer the question, ask him and when, but I'm sure we will do it. Yeah, I think we'll do it. And you know, hopefully, God willing, we still alive, and yeah, we'll get it done one of these days.
Yeah, I think my homie trying to hit you up because he's like, well, how can we submit beats, producers?
People can always hit me. I have an email on Instagram that they can use to reach out to me, and that's always the best way. Yeah.
And then what they were saying, what happened like with the Aftermath deal? I
was never signed to Aftermath. I was never signed to. I was signed to Priority Records, which would become Capitol Records. So I never had a Aftermath deal. I was already signed when I was working with Dr. Dre.
Oh, so that song, I guess because people thought you signed Aftermath because of that song?
That just means people don't read shit because when the video comes on, it says Priority Records. So my label mates were Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Master P, Jay-Z. Yes, Jay-Z. Reasonable Doubt was a Priority Records album. Duck Down, which is Black Moon and Helter Skelter and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I was already signed. There was no way I was ever gonna, I couldn't go to Aftermath. I wasn't gonna be, but I'm thankful for Dr. Dre for wanting to work with me. So he invited me into the studio, and and I was able to do those songs and work with with Dre quite a few times for some amount of time.
And what are you most proud of in your career right now?
Most proud of right now that even when the politics and the corporate business tried to kill me, that I survived it. To be honest, and I'm thankful that I'm strong enough to survive that without being mentally like fucked up like a lot of people, or as fucked up. And I'm also proud, or I'm not necessarily proud. I would say I'm grateful that shit. I got in the car today. I just, hopped in an Uber and a brother, happened to be a black man, and he was just like, Ras Kass? And before I got in the car, he was like, man, we roll with you. I'm from Inglewood. You a legend. Your bars, bro, and you motivate people. Just always remember that. And that is, when you're not the most popular guy, and this is a grind and it's hard work. It's still a business, and I still got bills, and yeah, of course, who wouldn't want to be the guy with all the fame? Because the guy with all the fame is able to charge, get $200,000 to do a show. So I feel a lot of times I'm feeling like, shit, I rap better than I have to spend, I spend money, to make these albums and to create dope shit. And meanwhile, Nas X is getting all the money.
Right.
And so sometimes that can be very, it's just hard emotionally and really it's financial. It's just like, well, fuck, what am I doing? Maybe I'm wasting my time because obviously this ain't reaching half the people that the bullshit is reaching. And that could, it can be very disheartening is the word. And so, I'm very appreciative to have those, when it's that guy, that one fan. Sometimes it's like a straight corporate dude or a nerd or just people in life that I wouldn't even expect. Like, you're really dope and you motivate me and keep doing what you're doing. And I need that, especially, as an independent artist and investing in myself. Sometimes it's nice to have other people reinvest in me just, with a kind word. So those are my two, happiest moments. Those are things that make me, thankful.
And they were saying, is anything you regret doing?
Lots and lots. I can name 3 off top, but they don't make time machines, so like actually talk is pointless as fuck. Honestly, yeah, bro. Literally, probably once a month, I'm like, fuck, I should have did that, bro. I totally would. If I would have just did this, I'd fucking had his bag. That I should have never done, but it doesn't fucking matter. Like that. Regret is a pointless emotion.
I know, right?
My home girl. I actually just said that shit. I did it for my home girl, and but whatever. I said something about let's get something to get a tattoo, neck tat, no regrets. So so putting no regrets is really having no regrets as a tat. If you get a neck tat that say it.
What's up? I would say you still be reading a lot, because I was reading about that you say you read a lot.
I mean, I'm always gonna read, man. I don't necessarily digest my information from the same places. I had lots and lots of books. I still have my encyclopedias. A lot of things is it's not even Wikipedia, but just looking up stuff online. It's just easier to get information. It's more more.
What encyclopedias you got?
I have 2. Which I don't. I used to. I had Encyclopedia Britannicas growing up.
Yeah, that's the ones I had. Yeah,
I would prefer them. Well, I got Encyclopedia Judaica, which is dope. So I have those, and I also have Americanas, but I don't fuck with the Americanas. I wouldn't mind having the Africanas. I'd like to have Britannicas, Judaica, Africanas. And so that's a life goal. That's something I want to eventually just have in the house.
How much they cost anyway?
I'm sorry, what?
How much do the encyclopedias cost?
You know what? I haven't priced them. I think a whole set is usually like $100 or something. It's something. It's definitely doable. I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right, cool. Well, man, appreciate having you on the show, bro.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. Is anything we didn't talk about you want to talk about?
Man, I'm PoPolitickin, man. I'm good, man. It was awesome, to connect a voice with the drop. So shit, it's all good.
All right, man. I appreciate everything, and it was a great interview.
Thank you, brother. If you need it, if you need any follow-up questions, feel free to hit me.
Right, cool.
Thanks for listening to PoPolitickin.com, a self-help meets hip-hop brand. If you are an artist or business owner wanting to be featured on PoPolitickin.com, contact us at PoPolitickin@gmail.com. That's PoPolitickin@gmail.com. Or text 760-717-5803. If you're a listener that enjoys the show and wants to support, you can donate to PoPolitickin.com via PayPal.com. Please send donations to PoPolitickin@gmail.com. Any amount will be helpful in continuing to create quality content and shows. As always, check out PoPolitickin.com for past episodes. Make sure you subscribe to PoPolitickin on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play.
Let freedom ring with a buckshot, but not just yet. First we need to truly understand the nature of the threat, and a pale man walks in the threshold of darkness. Roughly 20,000 years ago, the first humans evolved with the phenotypical trait, genetic recessive, blue eyes, blonde hair, and white skin. Albinism apparently was a sin to the original man, African, so the mutants traveled north of the equator. Go Europeans later, the first race haters, so here's the devil's alpha to the beta. Cause history's best qualified to teach one. Quoting German philosopher Schopenhauer, every white man is a faded or a bleached one. Migration created further mutation. Genetic drifts, evolution through recombination. Adaptation to the climate. As the Caucasus mountain man reverted to that of a primate. Savage Neanderthals until the late Paleolithic age. That's when the Black Grimaldi man came with the symbol of the dragon, fire and art. Check cave paintings in France and Spain to the Venus of Willendorf. Around 2000 BC, southern Russians migrating small units. Those who traveled west populated Europe. Those who went east settled in Iran, known as Aryans. 1500 BC, some crossed the Khyber Pass into India and created Hinduism, the first caste system, the origins of racism. A white dot on the forehead meant delete. The black dot defeat, untrustable, untouchables. They wrote the Holy Vedas in Sanskrit. That's the language that created Greek, German, Latin, and English. Now the Minoans around 2000 BC starts on the island of Crete in the Aegean Sea. The Greek culture begins Western civilization, but Western civilization means white domination. Mycenaeans learned from command called Egypt and Greek. It existed since at least 3000 BC, creating geometry and astronomy. This knowledge influenced Plato, Socrates, and Hippocrates. Cause Imhotep, the real father of medicine, was worshipped in Greece and Rome in the form of a black African. The word Africa comes from the Greek Afrik, meaning without code. The word philosophy means love of knowledge, stole from the first man. Greek power expands, the first Greek fraternities banned. The word gymnasium is Greek for naked. This was the place where adolescent boys were educated and molested. This was accepted because Greek culture was homosexual. For example, Sappho trained girls on the island of Lesbos, hence the word lesbian.
Hey, let these dumb motherfuckers know.
December 25th, the birth of Saturn, a homosexual god. Now check the historical pattern. December 25th, now thought the birth of Christ was Saturnalia. When men got drunk, fucked each other, then beat their wife. Fact is, it was still practiced till they called it Christmas. So put a gerbil on your Christmas list. The Hellenistic era, Alexander the Great conquers all the way to India, leaving 4 successive states. By the 5th century BC, Rome succeeds to be the conqueror of Egypt and Greece, but had the threat of the Black Phoenicians in Sicily. The Punic Wars began 264 BC. The Black general Hannibal and Carthaginian peace. In 146 BC, Carthage fell after a 6-month siege. Rome sold every citizen in slavery, the first genocide of history. And more bisexuality in sight. Julius Caesar was known as every woman's husband and every man's wife. Spartacus revolt, slave rebellion at lost. With 6,000 slaves was nailed on a cross. Oh shit, Jesus Christ, time for some act right. Christians, get your facts right. Cause Christ was not his name, that's Greek for one who was anointed. Yahshua ben Yosef was his name. Do Christians know this? So who do you praise? Do you know his name? Or do you do this in vain? Accepting the religion they gave slaves to behave. Peep the description of historian Josephus. Short, dark, with an underdeveloped beard was Jesus. He had the Romans fearing revolution. The solution was to take him to court and falsely accuse him. After being murdered by Pilate, how can it be these same white Romans established Christianity? Constantine would later see the cross in a dream. In his vision, it read, in Hawk, Signal Wonka. In this side we conquer, manifest destiny. In 325, he convened the Nicene Creed and separated God into 3. Decided Jesus was born on December 25th and raising on the 3rd day is a myth. Plus to deceive us, commissioned Michelangelo to paint white pictures of Jesus. He used his aunt, uncle, and nephew. Subconsciously, that affects you. It makes you put white people closer to God.
Yo, the man got game like a motherfucker.
True indeed, fuck a jihad. In the 8th century, Muslims conquered Spain, Portugal, and France and controlled it for 700 years. They never mention this in history class, cause old faiths are threatened when you get the real lesson. Moors from Baghdad, Turkey threaten European Christians, meaning the white way of life. Hence the crusade for Christ. On November 25th, 1491, Santiago defeats the last Muslim stronghold, Granada. King Ferdinand gave thanks to God for victory, and the Pope of Rome declared this day to forever be a day of thanksgiving for all European Christians. Now listen, when you celebrate Thanksgiving, what you are actually celebrating is the proclamation of the Pope of Rome, who later in league with Queen Isabella sent Cardinal Ximenes to Spain to murder any blacks that resisted Christianity. These Moors, these black men and women, were from Baghdad, Turkey. And today you eat the turkey for your Thanksgiving Day as the European powers destroyed the turkeys who were the forefathers of your mothers and fathers.
Get on the ground.
Now fight the power,
Get on the ground.
bitch ass niggas.
Get down.
Now around this time, whites started calling us Negroes. That's Spanish for black object, meaning we're not really people but property. And the triangle trade begins, they seize us. Queen Elizabeth sent the first slaves on a ship named Jesus. Still a land from the indigenous natives. Gave them alcohol to keep the red man intoxicated. Whites claim they had to civilize these pagan animals, but up until 1848, there's documented cases of whites being the savage cannibals. Eating Indians. In 1992, it's Jeffrey Dahmer. They slaughtered a whole race with guns, drugs, priests, and nuns. 1763, the first demonic tactic of biological warfare. As tokens of peace, Sir Jeffrey Amherst passed out clothing and blankets to the Indian community. Infested with smallpox, knowing they had no immunity. Today it's age, you best believe it's man-made. Cause ain't a damn thing changed. Let me explain, now since people of color are genetically dominant and Caucasoids are genetically recessive, if whites expect to be predominant, meaning survive as a race, then they simply must take precautions. That's why they're worried about the future now. Cause by 2050, almost all the Earth's population will be brown and black. So understanding that, whites counter-react.
I'm saying, man, the fools ain't nothing but a teaspoon of milk in the world color majority.
So they created a system to force blacks into an unnatural position that reinforces the position of natural inferiority. In addition, created guns and developed the ethnocentric view that God justifies every fucking thing they do. Condition people to perceive whites' culture as civilized and every other culture considered primitive. Not true. Racism is the system of racial subjugation against non-whites in every areas of human relation. Entertainment, education, labor, politics, law, religion, sex, war, and economics. See, blacks were 3/5 of a man with tax purposes intended. You think you're Afro-American, you're a 14th Amendment and a good nigga. Jews don't salute the fucking swastika, but niggas pledge allegiance to the flag that accosted you. They never teach about the breaker islands like Jamaica, but before slaves came here, whites would take a pregnant woman, hang her from a tree by her toes, slice her stomach with a knife and let the unborn baby fall to the floor. Then stop an unborn child in front of all the slaves to end breed fear so they be scared to behave and not rebel more. Understand all whites must be perceived as potential predators. I paraphrase historian Ishakamusa Berashenko. Understand that regardless of the lofty ideas engraved on paper in such documents as the Constitution or Declaration, the basic nature of the European American white man remains virtually unchanged. So check. This is the nature of the threat.